freedom, equality, justice, education, diversity, change. This is Hip Hop Meets Politics.
Sounds like a burp, man. It's like the longest. We call Guinness Book of World Records longest burp I've ever heard in my life.
My crazy co-host.
What up?
Thanks for tuning in to Hip Hop Meets Politics. I am the host of Vegas Don, and in the cut over there is my co-host Doug Dizzle. See, I am the politician, y'all, but hip hop is king. What's up, man?
Man, doing great. Big shout out to Asha Grant. She's going to be on our show later on. This is the Hip Hop Meets Politics Feminist edition.
Yes, sir.
So she's going to talk about feminism in politics. She's also over the Free Black Women's Library in Los Angeles, and a digital media producer. Girlfriend is making moves. She is our special guest on the show today.
Sounds good to me.
Change the game.
For the first time in U.S. history, we have Black Miss Universe, Black Miss America, Black Miss Teen USA, and Black Miss USA. All Black African-American women.
Man. Super boom button on that one.
Miss Universe is Zazabini Tunzi of South Africa. She's an advocate for gender equality. And what gave her an edge in winning Miss Universe was she articulated her questions, her answers really well, and that's how she won.
Awesome. That's great. She's smart and fine. And chocolate.
There, you said it. She's smart and she's very beautiful also. All right, but anyway, so we're going to go to Miss USA, Chelsea Christ.
Yeah.
Is 28 years old, a full-time attorney. She also was a Division I athlete at South Carolina and broke several records in the triple jump.
Damn.
Miss Teen USA, Kali Garris, is 18 years old. She's from New Haven. She loves arts and theater, and she loves to dance. And she's currently enrolled in college to become a nurse because she loves mental health. And she has a person in her family that has mental health issues. Miss America, Nia Franklin, is 25 years old. Now, she graduated from North Carolina with a major in music composition, has vocals also, man. Vocals are tremendous. And
she sings opera, I think, right?
Whatever she sung, I loved it. She was saying at 5 years old she was writing, and she did this song, and it was lit. And for the first time, fam, it wasn't a swimsuit competition based on Miss America.
Oh, they didn't have a swimsuit competition this time?
They didn't have it.
Maybe that's why I didn't watch it. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
But no, really, that's awesome, man. Because you know what, we're getting out of the exploitation of women. I never liked the swimsuit competition anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Well, I'm loving that chocolate is in. You know, like I told you before in the show, I used to feel, I wasn't secure with me being dark-skinned, but I see now the dark complexion is in, and we win it.
It really is. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Paul Porter mentioned something on the show last week. Because, see, you and I, we're very similar in a lot of different ways, right?
Right.
Like, I wanted to be dark-skinned because I didn't like being teased by being light-skinned. But Paul Porter said it best last week. He was like, man, when James Brown came out with I'm Black and I'm Proud, that changed the whole game for me. And he's been black and proud ever since. So, be proud, man, of who you are. Be proud of your color. Be proud of your culture. And be proud of the strength that you have. And you can go so far, man. Even when the world says no, you can still make it, man.
That's it.
That's awesome, man.
Hip Hop 101. Yeah. All right, another death in hip hop has occurred. Juice WRLD has died in Chicago airport from a seizure. And me and you were just talking about this, and you were telling me that you were angry about how the media portrays our black man in crisis in the industry. Why do you say that, sir?
Well, I mean, let's just look at the current situation with Michael Vick, right? Michael Vick is in the news now because he's going to be the honorary Pro Bowl quarterback captain, right? So right now there's a petition that's going around that says he doesn't deserve that. So they're trying to petition him from becoming that. The NFL says, hey, you know what? We want to recognize Michael Vick. So my point is this. They can do that. What do you mean they can do that?
NFL can make Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah, they can do that. But my point is the public
Oh, okay.
There's a petition going around because of the dog thing that Michael Vick went through 18 years ago, right?
Man.
They're trying to say that he's not worthy of being an honorary captain for the NFL Pro Bowl.
Right.
My point to that with this conversation is saying that America has a problem with forgiving black men.
They do.
That they will continue to hold us accountable while they forgive every other white man for anything that they've ever done. Look at Trump. Now, I know that's a deep conversation, but I'm saying, man, like, America has a problem with black men.
They do.
And it's obvious when you see this happening with Michael Vick.
And I couldn't agree with you
So
more.
the answer to my question, yes, we continue to be vilified by the media. Harvey's court case isn't up yet. So what's going to happen, the proof is going to be in the pudding when he gets in.
They had him in jail. They had Bill Cosby in jail damn near as soon as it happened.
You're right. Boom, you nailed that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, you guys we could go on this thing for hours because I am a brother and I'm on my co-host is a brother and this is how we feel. But we're gonna get back to why we were saying that because Juice WRLD, he died from seizures and then they ended up saying that he got caught with so many pounds of marijuana, 3 guns, to this to that. So we'll see what's going on. I was just thinking about the hip hop homicide death rate that's been going on also when I started thinking about Juice WRLD.
It's like every year hip hop artists die.
Right, and especially the one that hurt me the most, or one of the ones besides Tupac, was Nipsey Hussle. You know,
it's horrible, man.
He was, and I was just listening. I think Whack 100 or whatever he was talking about. Nipsey Hussle was banging on wax per se and was living that life. And he should know the rules from, I don't know if you guys know out there, our listeners know the rules from a dope dealer, gangbanger, a fighter gangbanger, and a shooter gangbanger. Do you know the differences?
I don't.
Okay, a fighter gangbanger is somebody that knock everybody out. You go into the hood, you go to the club, he the one that's gonna fire on people and just
KO.
knock them out, right? The dope dealer is the man that got all the money on the block and he hired the fighter or the gunner, the shooter, to do what they have to do. The shooter, he just laying people down. All he do is lay people down.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was saying that the reason Nipsey should have known what he was dealing with, because that's his homie and he know he dealing with a shooter, he should have been ready for that. You get what I'm saying?
That's who he is.
Because that's you in that game.
Right.
Right? So Nipsey Hussle hurt me big. But Skylar Rock, you remember Skylar Rock?
That was a classic one from back in the day.
Yeah, that was KRS-One homeboy. He was killed in 1987. You know, he helped with KRS-One start Boogie Down production with his friend D-Nice. You know, they got in a skirmish with some cats, and Skylar Rock knew them. So he went to the neighborhood with D-Nice to talk to his so-called boys to say, let's squash this beef. He arrived with D-Nice and an entourage I wouldn't go to another hood with an entourage because you better have machine guns. And he wanted to defuse the situation. But the party felt disrespected, so they shot at them while they was driving away, and Skylar Rock got shot in the head.
Yeah, man, that was one story that echoed across America before social media.
Yeah,
you know,
it was bad.
It swept through the black communities across the country.
It was bad.
Like that.
And another one that did also what you just saying is Jam Master Jay, 37 years old. He was shot and killed in the studio with people in the studio and nobody's seen this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. And the one that hurt me, well, I have 3 basically. This is the
Biggie.
So Biggie, like you say that, he was 24 years old, got killed in 1997, was gunned down and shot 4 times in California after leaving a party. Wow. So you mean to tell me that
Soul Train? I think it was Soul Train, right?
It was Soul Train. So he gets killed, what hurt me about Biggie, fam, was you in a beef with Pac them, Pac just got killed, you from the East Coast, and he know there's beef going. And if you got P. Diddy, whoever, y'all should have had extra guns around. And that's just my mentality. I don't know if it's because I'm a known G from the streets, gangster.
Right.
That's how you have to roll.
Right.
So Biggie gets gunned down, and that was horrible. Nobody in his clique got shot but Biggie. That was my second. My first was Tupac. He was 25 years old. He died here in Las Vegas, September 1996. He was gunned down after the big fight, Mike Tyson fight. He beat down this Crip.
Right.
who was a shooter. See, we getting back to the shooters, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With his homeboy Suge Knight. Suge Knight supposedly got skint by an inch with a bullet to the head, but Pac gets shot several times, right? So that tripped me out. Soulja Slim, 26 years old. They're in their 20s. Do you notice this? Young African-American men.
Yeah.
Killed March 1999. He was gunned down, so he got gunned down by mistake. Big L, 24 years old. See what I'm saying? Was shot 9 times in the face and chest, mom. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Extension.
Mac Dre, the hyphy movement, October 2004. Mac Dre was on the freeway in Kansas City and got shot in the head on the freeway. He started that Thiz movement. That was devastating. Then we have Eazy-E, my boy. 1995 died of AIDS, supposedly. I heard through the grapevine. What's the conspiracy theories? You heard Suge gave him this, that person gave him that. He saw the President Bush or Reagan, one of those, and then they killed him with AIDS. He was healthy as a buck, and next thing you know, he's dead. I'm saying this to say to my youngsters out there, my young hip-hop artists out there, because I know you tough, I know you got money, I know you making it rain, but life is serious. When you get money, you breed jealousy and envy, and you get a big ego because you're young and you got all that money, which I'm not mad at you, because when I was young and had a lot of money, you couldn't tell me nothing either. All I'm saying is, youngsters, I hope you got an OG around you that could tell you some game, that could walk you through this life, because we need you guys here. We tired of our young entrepreneurs, talented hip-hop artists dying in these streets.
All right, man, it's time to move over into our celebrity interview of the day. We have Asha Grant, director of the Free Black Women's Library in Los Angeles. She's also a freelance digital content creator / consultant, advocate for eating the rich. I can't wait to hear about that. She's also an advocate for reading and a true feminist. This is our special show, Women in Politics. Welcome to the show, Asha Grant. What's up, girl? How you doing?
What's up, cuz?
Asha, tell me about your plight. Listen, I heard you on NPR about 3 weeks ago. You held a big event in LA. You were on Oprah, mag.com. You're getting a lot of publicity and a lot of love with your nonprofit. How did you get involved? Why did you want to get involved? And why do you call yourself a feminist for 2020 and beyond? Or the new face of feminism, per se?
Okay, so... Well, I can start with how I got involved with the Free Black Women's Library. I went to Spelman, and following Spelman, I went to Columbia, and I like to say it's in Harlem. I don't think the people who attend Columbia like to claim Harlem like that, but that's just what it is.
Right.
And so while I was there, I had a really, really rough time in graduate school amongst just a lot of white male professors that just honestly didn't know as much as I did about the things that we were talking about.
They'd be mad at you and battling you, giving you low grades.
Absolutely. Well, no, never any low grades, but just, I came in knowing my stuff, and that was a little
intimidating.
White people can be a little limited in terms of like their understanding of
intelligence,
the experience of people who aren't white.
Yeah, you're intelligent.
So anyway, I lived in Harlem, and I used to walk around there a lot, and I ran into this book event that was happening. I noticed that there was no money being exchanged. There was a lot of just people just talking and connecting, and I was really intrigued by what exactly was happening. And so I talked to some people who were there, and they were like, oh yeah, this is the Free Black Women's Library. It's a Black feminist pop-up, and they pop up at different locations. They bring books that are written all by Black women authors, and you can bring a book in exchange for a book, and usually there's like there might be like an event or like a talk or something that kind of accompanies the actual like book swapping. And so I was like, okay, this is my jam. And so when I moved to LA, I'm originally from LA, but I just could not stop thinking about that experience and wanting people in LA to have a taste of that kind of community. And so awesome. I put like my entire body into this project, and I launched it in January, and we've had maybe like 8 or so events so far. We also were featured in the LA Times, which was like very exciting for me.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of press. I mean, I pulled up your name, obviously to do research on you, and it was just like,
I know, yeah. So now I feel like I went from just like having my regular LinkedIn profile to everything that comes up is either about the library or about me like speaking out against the wing. Yeah, there's some kind of like it always comes back to me and what I think about.
So a lot of African American women celebrities in Los Angeles have kind of heard about this and latched on per se.
Yeah, Ava
Who have you worked
DuVernay
with?
follows us on Instagram. She's like commented on some of our stuff before.
Awesome.
I haven't met her yet, but
Well, you
Ava,
should-
if you're listening,
Yeah. Sometimes you
Come by.
have to click in on there. We need to meet. I want you to come at an event or something.
I
and
know,
she'll come and
just
represent.
pop through, Ava. We want to
Yeah.
see you.
So would you like to start your own book club like Oprah?
I am actually brainstorming a book club. That's probably the number one question people ask me is, where's the book club? Because people also assume it is a book club, and it's not. Right. And so I can give you guys an exclusive on the title of my book club.
Wow, hold on.
Yes.
I feel
Where's
important.
my drum roll at? I know I got something cool to hit.
Pull up the drum
button
roll.
or something. Do I have a drum roll up in here? Got a thriller laugh. Yeah, but anyway, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
What? Oh my
Yeah, so what
God.
is the exclusive?
All right, I'm just being silly.
The exclusive book club name is The Salt Eaters. And so that is the title of a book by this Black woman named Toni Cade Bambara, who is a Black feminist author. She is a very powerful author, and her book called The Salt Eaters is a very powerful book. One of the lines that sticks out for me the most in that book is when she asks, or when one of the characters asks another character, "Are you sure, sweetheart, that you want to be well?" And she goes on to explain that getting well isn't a trifling matter. And I love the level of like seriousness, but also just the level of like love that's in that statement. And it's also, you kind of feel attacked when you hear it, where you think you want to be well, and then someone asks you like, "Are you sure?" Because like this is like, it's not games, like being a
be
well
careful
person.
what you ask for.
Yeah, so I really want the book club that I have to center questions like that.
Why feminism?
Yeah, I like to tell people that I feel like feminism saved my life. I think feminism for a lot of women is a way of recognizing that no, you're not crazy. Like the things that you're experiencing.
Give me an example.
Like, okay, for an example, I remember being a kid and not understanding why, like, the boys that were in my class were always just the most hilarious. I mean, even if they didn't say anything that was funny, like it just seemed like they were able to move in spaces in ways that I just wasn't. And even though we were all Black, you know, a Black boy going into a white space and a Black girl going into a white space are going to be just perceived differently. Like I experienced that even at the club in LA, where like if a Black guy comes into a club, it's an all white club. Everyone's like, "Hey, what's up? The party." Like they're like,
right.
They have this level of cool and just ease that when a Black girl comes into a club, you either don't exist.
But don't you think that's kind of changing today?
No, I'm talking about last
Your
week.
generation? Oh,
No.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, so, but anyway, feminism was a way for me to understand that the world that I existed in really, the things that I were experiencing really didn't have anything to do with me personally. It had to do with the society that I was born into. And so that was a huge wake-up call for me, because I think, especially as a Black girl, you really walk around like, dang, what is happening? Like, why am I having this very specific experience? And like, you know, my friend that's Black but is a man is experiencing something different, or like my friend that's white and a girl is experiencing life differently. And so, and when I talk about feminism, I'm talking about intersectionality and intersectional feminism always. I'm never talking about anything else other than that.
So do you plan to use politics for the further advancement of women?
I guess sort of in a roundabout way. I'm very grassroots with it, like very grassroots. So
what are
when
some
I
of
say
the
that,
things or policies, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
What are some of the policies and the things that you see in America that you would like to see changed for the future, for your generation?
Yeah, I definitely think that the war on the rights for women to have access to safe and legal abortions is a really, really, really important topic. especially when it's happening at the same time as larger conversations around sexual assault on college campuses, and just like this whole like conversation around the ownership of women's bodies and how they basically don't have ownership over them.
So how do you look at dismantling some of these mindsets that have permeated this country for
Years.
hundreds of years? I mean,
it sounds really basic, but I really do think it starts at home, and I think it starts with kids, because it's these kids that are growing up with these understandings of women's values. And so
how do we go about doing that? Do we use media to create images and positive messages?
I think all of those things are great, but I think the most impactful things are when people are having one-on-one conversations with people in their families. I think that's honestly, that's really where a lot of people get all of their ideas, not all of their ideas, but the most, I can remember growing up and wondering as a kid, like, is being gay bad? What are the messages that I'm getting from my family about what it means to be gay? When gay people are on the television, how does my family react to that? Do I feel comfortable talking about gay things around my family? Like, those sorts of things are like the most, to me, like intimate moments of people's upbringings. Yes, of course, on TV, like, it's important to see the representation and you can connect with it, but where you take that, like in your actual life, I think starts at home.
So as a feminist, I guess my point was, what actions can be taken to change that narrative from that family level? I mean, it's kind of like racism. I mean, you can put laws in place all you want, but people are still going to be laced.
Because our families are like...
So what are you doing as a feminist? Or if this might not even be your plight, right? It might not
Everybody
even
does
be
have
your
their work.
message.
Yeah.
What is your mission?
I think my mission, I guess, particularly with the Free Black Women's Library, is to get people to read things written by people that don't look like them. You would be surprised by how many people have not ever read a book written by a Black woman, ever. There's a lot of people who I know who, and even Black people and Black women may not have had, an experience of reading a book that has to do with them. And so I think what's key in moving forward in terms of like dismantling racism, things like that, is for people to be able to access empathy. And I think in order to access empathy, you have to immerse yourself in other things.
How do we change it? Is it our responsibility as people? A brown color, or would it be white? I mean, how does it happen?
It's not our responsibility to change something that we did not create.
Right.
So but I hear you. So, like I said, it's not our responsibility to change something we can't create. Literally, we cannot stop racism. Black people cannot dismantle a system that they did not create. Period. So that whole narrative, we should just move that aside because it's not happening.
Let's relate that to feminism.
The ways that we, and I think as Deja said, the best ways for white folks to start doing their own work, and that's something that has actually been done. There are like examples of white people out here that are doing anti-racist work every single day. There's Instagram accounts, there's actual organizations. The one that comes to mind right now is No White Saviors.
Black Lives Matter?
No. Well, yes, Black Lives Matter is doing work, but I'm saying in terms of white people doing work,
white folks
anti-racist with white people.
Tim Wise type folks.
Yeah. No White Saviors is a really great Instagram account for white people that are looking to handle their own racism by themselves without harming any other people of color anymore. And they give a lot of resources. They're so active and so amazing, and they really push this idea that we're trying to explain, that the work is not ours to do, it's theirs.
Gotcha. Definitely hand clap and a big boom for that. I just have one quick question. Do you have to be a female to be a feminist?
No. So feminism is an ideology. It's not an identity per se? I guess it's an identity, but it's more of like, it's almost like a philosophy on life. And so I like to think about what Bell Hooks talks about when she says feminism is for everybody. And feminism truly is for everybody in that patriarchy, I don't know how much you guys talked about patriarchy, but patriarchy hurts everyone. So it hurts men, it hurts women, it hurts everyone equally. It's almost like a disease that turns people who are, who start out as like decent human beings into people that, understand themselves based off of the oppression of other people. And that's not what being a good person or just like being a real person is about. And she gets another boom. Yeah. So men are also hurt by patriarchy. Patriarchy tells men that they're not allowed to have feelings, or that, they're not able to pursue things that quote unquote men, don't do. It tells them how to dress. It's extremely restricting and extremely harmful for men to also grow up under a system of patriarchy. And that's why we have most men that do things like stalk and abuse people and just act in a way that is outside of, I think, how we understand what people should be doing. Yeah. And so it's important that I think men need feminism can save men's lives as well. Feminism can give men a space to grow into a fully actualized human being.
Great. All that information was pretty cool.
Heavy.
I learned a lot today.
We got to bring her back again. We would love to go more into conversation, but we just don't have the time. But it was great, man. Thank you so much, Asha Grant. How can we follow you?
I'm
sorry if I cut you off, Robert.
Yeah, how can we follow you? No, it's all good.
You can follow the Free Black Women's Library, LA, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you would like to send us some money, you can check the link in our bio, because we are 100% donation based. And you can follow me at _Asha _Grant. So that's ASHA Grant, Grant.
Right.
Hey, there you have it, man.
Awesome, man.
Hey, learned a lot about women and feminism and feminists and all of that.
And how messed up men continue to be.
Hey, yeah, we are crazy, and I'm one of the Asha. I'm one of the men that's trying to get good.
I know, man.
I
we
used
both
to be
are trying
crazy.
to be better. You know,
you will hear about me in the future. I was crazy, wild, probably one of the wildest men
the first
that
step
I ever
is
know.
Recognizing that.
I recognize.
So you're already light years ahead of many people.
Yeah, I recognize because I know. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot to ask you, who's your favorite hip hop artist? Since you're on hip-hop
who's your
music
favorite hip hop artist? We need to know that.
Well, I just have to say it's Drake. I know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I get a lot of backlash for it, but I'm not ashamed.
That's cool.
Drake.
I was shocked when you told me that. I was like, no, okay.
I know. I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm
don't be
open
ashamed.
with it. Like, that's just it.
That's it.
Period.
I'm not even gonna.
Hey,
I'm
some
not even gonna
people
qualify it.
like pickles on their hamburgers. Some people like onions. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for the warmth, because people, I'm just gonna be real. So yeah.
Well,
I like Tupac
because you're so deep, and so interesting.
And he's
then
so
you like
problematic.
someone who's so superficial. It's just it just doesn't match.
He's
I'm being funny, right?
incredibly problematic, and if
I'm
anybody
just being funny.
argues it with me again, they're right.
I know,
like I am everything you have to say about Drake that is bad. I agree.
We forgot to ask you real quick. Women in the elections, 2020 coming up. Who do you like, and how do you feel the vote will turn this time when it comes to women? Women didn't vote for Hillary, they say, right? What do you think it's going to look like for this election?
White women didn't vote for Hillary.
Right, black women did, like obviously.
Yeah.
And that's another question as to why white women didn't vote for Hillary.
I'm not really pleased with the candidates that we have. I'm just really not. I have to say it. I'm not excited.
Yeah.
I don't feel hopeful. I'm
You think
just
Bloomberg's the answer since he just came in?
No.
Him and Trump are old buddies, so I don't know about that.
I don't know. I mean, Elizabeth Warren, she's talking about some things, but I don't feel comfortable at this stage saying anything about anyone.
There you have it. There it is. Hip hop meets politics. Asha, she came in and she actually laid some games. So you men out there, you alpha males,
Step up.
Come on now.
Get it together.
Multitask.
Women coming after you, man.
Hey, for real. If you can't beat them, you got to join them.
Yep.
For sure.
And you're not going to be able to beat them. Sorry.
You can't.
Too much
Ask my
momentum
mom or
going
your
right
mom.
now. Exactly.
Ask your mom.
All right, time for Straw
Love
Stories. Yeah, man, that's where Straw likes to recollect some stories from back in the day. Hopefully you can learn and enjoy. Because this dude got stories for days. That's why he's writing a book right now. So.
That's true. The book coming out January the 25th and 26th at the CSN Progressive Summit on Kindle.
Stop, get it,
and coming by from me personally,
Exactly.
Yeah, so my story, though, today, man, I'm just living the dream. Now I'm living the dream. You know, but if you guys heard, we were talking about the struggle that we have in the streets, and I was living that struggle. And I remember specifically, Doug Dizzle, me going to the Christian churches, right? Because I was getting shot at. Police, every time they seen my car, they pulled me over.
Right.
I got to hop. Now, matter of fact, I don't even have a gun in the car because the police, every time they see my car, they pull me over. They take me out. They search me. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you?
I was 20.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm panicking. It started, well, I'm saying, me 16 on to 20, I've been getting pulled over. Right. But this particular time, I was getting in shootouts like every other day or every month, the whole month, the 3 months of the summer, I was shooting out. Just like, right. So the word got out about what's going on with me and the people I'm beefing with or whatnot. Right. So the police pulling me over all the time and searching my car. I'm paranoid because now I don't have my pistol with me. And in these streets, y'all know, you know, what I was doing, you gonna get your dome peeled off if you don't have it. So I'm stressed out about that. I'm stressed out about me losing my grip. My girls stole 20 racks from me. Damn. I got arrested, had to spend like 40 racks, damn near 20 on the attorney, get my car out to impound, bail, paying my rent. I wasn't even able to repay my boys in front of me these yay sacks, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just stressed the hell out. So I go to the Christian church, back to them. Right. I need some word and encouragement because I'm damn near ready to commit suicide and kill myself because I never been in this situation. I don't see no hope. It's dark. Right. I go into the Christian church. I'm not going to say no names because I used to go to this church. Same. But anyway, no. So I go there. Boom. The preachers up there talk about, and the gangbangers, the devils, they need Jesus, they need help, and they crazy. And I'm like, what the hell? We ain't crazy. We live in this, like you just said, this real life shit. In the struggle. We can't eat. We hungry. What do y'all want us to do? Right. What are you giving us an outlet? What can we do, Mr. Preacher, that's talking about we stupid and we the devil? Right. Right. So I leave there more depressed than when I came. Wow. So then I go, my homeboy said, man, I got something else for you, and took me to Farrakhan and the Muslims and FOI. Right. Taught me how to love myself, how to love being black men, how to be a stand-up man and understand why I'm getting treated like this, why I hate my own complexion, because it's a systematic structure, and that's how we have to attack this situation. Yeah. You know, for me, coming from there and being a pimp and falling off with that and catching my case and getting on the run, then now I'm running for Congress, right? It was me just continuing to believe, me as a black man, that I could become better because I know better and you do better. If you don't know no better, you don't do no better. A lot of individuals in these streets, Doug Dizzle, they don't know no better because they was in this situation since the crack epidemic. Right. They was raised by themselves. They didn't have no guidance. Now they're raising kids that don't have no guidance, and the system is worse than it was then. Food stamps back then, we used to get food stamps and it'll last us half the month. Now you get food stamps lower than what they was giving then. It lasts about a week and a half. Right, and the health care is awful. Right. They give you health care, but it just cover if you go there and get blood, but it don't cover if you got a disease. It don't cover if you need braces. It don't cover if you have need a tooth pulled out and a root canal. This is bull crap, man. And that's what aids crime, because people don't have the resources. You know, and so some people get desperate, man. You right. Do what you got to do to eat. That's what's going on right now, man. Yeah.
People think that people do crimes because they just like want to do them, or they just want that sneaker, or they want that pair of Jordans, or you know, they robbing you for your little change that you got in your pocket or your bank account, you know, because they just want to buy a gold. And these niggas are trying to eat, man. Look, this is systematic. It's systematic. So what we try to do is keep you away from the traps, because there's traps out here for you, fam. Yep. So when you hungry and you trying to figure out how the fuck you're gonna eat, the trap is go rob a nigga. That's it. That's the trap. Now, how do you get through that trap? Right? How do you go from shit, should I rob this nigga or should I starve tonight? How do you make those decisions and make the right decision for you? This is where faith comes in. This is where
That's
God is supposed to come in and intervene and say, my friend, my brother, I got you, but you got to believe in me. And that's part of believing in that dream that you have for your life. You may want to be an architect, but don't know how you're going to get there. And you say, man, I'm black. I'm not that educated. I'm 19. I barely graduated from high school. I don't have money for college. Fuck it, man. How the hell am I going to get my dream? That's what the world will tell you.
You can't attain it. That's what they'll set you up to believe.
But the spirit and God can tell you something else.
Open up every door.
But you got to believe it. Robert's telling you right. Your dreams can come true, man. We all look. Robert came from some rough backgrounds. I came from a background not as rough, but I got a story too. Doors were shut on me 24/7. I had to make that shit happen, but I had to believe in that dream. Don't ever give up your dream. I don't care where you are. Don't ever let nobody take that dream away, because when that dream is gone, part of you is gone too.
That's why I'm living a dream, man, because once escaping that systematic structure and gangs and drugs and violence, then I got educated with that degree, double degree, and the sky's been the limit. Now I'm running for Congress again in 2020, and I'm just saying all of this. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying all of this. I'm a street cat. I'm a G. You know, y'all check Donna Street Crips over in Las Vegas, and you talk about me. I grew up there 15 years in the projects. I'm just saying there is hope for brothers like myself. You know, I never thought that I'd be where I'm at right now, because, you know, I was just trying to hustle and live, and I thought I would be dead by the age of 18 or 19.
I thought I'd be dead by at least 24.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be dead because I was doing too much work, dirt, you know. Yeah. So I just saying this to the brothers that are living like me, man. Find you something that you like to do. I just was with one of my little homeboys from the neighborhood the other day. He was telling me about my first block party that I threw in 2000, fed our community. I mean, you know, my street, down the street, had barbecue pops on Easter for all the kids. And I was asking him, like, fam, what do you like to do? You know, I'm getting up there, but you got to know what you like to do. Yeah. Something that's I like making beats. Well, when I get to where I need to go, I'm going to hook you over with my homeboy doing beats, so you can start doing beats and making you some money. And you don't have to worry about being on welfare and Social Security and things like that. But
let me throw some other reality to our hip hop nation too. Look, not everyone is going to make a living making beats.
No.
Not everyone is going to be successful making music. Not everyone's going to be a successful athlete. So when you have dreams, you can have two dreams. I say you have an attainable dream. That's an attainable goal, right?
Right.
So if I want to make $10,000 a month, I'm going to look at professions that can get me that, right?
Right.
Maybe it's real estate, right? Find something that you like, that you know you can make a lot of money from, and stick to it. Now, while you do that, your back door is your fun dream, right? That's your dream of being a producer, right? That's your dream of being an artist. Because, see, art is a field that doesn't always pay.
Man, 99% of the time it don't
You know
pay.
what I'm saying? So you do the art for the love. You don't do the art for the money.
No.
So you got to have a backup. You can't, like, your plan just can't be, I want to be a producer. You know, right? I want to be a rapper. That's not going to do it.
Yeah,
like, you got to have an attainable dream, an attainable goal. And you can do it, man. I don't know what else to say. But
that's it. That's all, man. That's the story. You know, I'm living a dream. You know, catch me on Van Strader Facebook, Straw the Vegas Don with an A, Straw the Vegas Don at IG. And Google your boy Robert Strader for Congress or Vegas Don for Congress. How can we get in contact with you, Doug?
Easy, man. Dougie Styles on Instagram. That's what I do. Hip hop meets politics all across social media. We are out of here. We ghost fam. Hey, look, this is our theme song. Enjoy it. Listen to the words. In 2020, this thing is going to be heard all over the world.
For sure.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip meets politics. Hip hop, 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 politics. Hip hop politicians. Hip hop politicians. Hip hop politicians. Hip hop politicians. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop,
the North Silver State kid. I'm Robert Straughter, the Vegas Don, running for Congress. My platform, raise Nevadans' economics, create more jobs, make our communities progress, elevate our school district, mentoring kids, show them you can come from bottom to the top in politics. See, I'm the voice of the people, from the poor to the rich. UNLV rebels to CSC graduates. First, start off by lowering taxes. Second, be through affordable care for parents. Third, bring our troops back fighting for nonsense. Fourth, us is DACA with immigrants. See, this hip-hop meets politics, not politics meet hip-hop, but hip-hop meets politics. See, this hip-hop meets politics, not politics meet hip-hop, but hip-hop meets politics.
Hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop, 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 hip-hop politician, hip-hop, 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 hip-hop politician.
Neither the party's doing up for the people, so vote for me. I stand for change like Martin Luther had a dream. Black, brown, white, ballin' on the same team. Let's make America America again. Let's start with poverty. Help the homies get jobs, have less murders and robberies. Trump building the wall, hate this land of the free. Treating Mexicans like the Indians and us in slavery. See, this hip hop means politics, stand for diversity. No firearms in school against police brutality. Black on black fatality. No more homeless vets in the streets while the government controlling our mind democracies. I'm just out here trying to eat, keep my freedom of speech, while crooked politicians selling us out for some G's. My reality, equality, and liberty. But until I get that, I'm like Kaepernick taking the knee. Thank you G.O.D. for this hip-hop.
Hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop politician, hip-hop, 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 hip-hop politician, hip-hop, 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 hip-hop politician.
Mr. Straughter.
Yes.
What are you going to do about the education system?
I'm going to spend more money on students and less money on administration fees. And then I'm going to mentor the kids and show them you can come from the bottom to the top.
Quería hacerle una pregunta. En la situación tengo
Hey,
un
amigo,
tío.
me know they speak Espanol.
Well, I'm going to tell you in English.
All right.
So, like in this scenario, this dad brought his family, and they've been here in the United States for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And now with these propositions, they're going to separate them. They're going to disintegrate the family. What are you going to do?
Man, I just feel like if they separated me from my family, I'll go crazy. So I'm against illegal deportation. I'm going to assist DACA and Dreamers program.
Mr. Robert Straughter, I've always voted and supported the Democratic Party. My mother and father, even my grandmother and my grandfather have always voted and supported the Democratic Party. So if you're not a candidate for the Democratic Party and you're not a Republican, then what's the party and what's their policy are you actually asking the people to stand for?
Well, I'm a libertarian, and we stand for freedom, justice, equality, and liberty for all. Less government control and more freedom of choice. That's what we stand for. Matter of fact, Google it. Google it for yourself and get that info.